Hi, I'm State Representative Roger Goodman from the 45th Legislative District, which is the northeast corner of King County, representing the northern parts of Redmond, Kirkland, and Sammamish, all of the city of Woodinville and Duval. I want to thank you for the opportunity to serve. It really is an honor and a pleasure. It's really quite a lot of fun here in the legislature. I call it the popcorn machine. There's just so much going on. We have to pay attention to all the different issues bouncing around. So we're done with the original part of the session, which was sort of getting rolling, and boy are we rolling now. We're considering many different important pieces of legislation, mostly dealing with K through 12 education, our public schools, transportation, which is an urgent matter really for our area in particular, and healthcare. We want to make healthcare more affordable and more accessible to more of our citizens. Now, I serve on the Judiciary Committee, which deals with matters of civil justice, our court system, and I'm chair of the Public Safety Committee, which handles matters related to criminal justice to make sure that our roadways are safe, that we're safe in our homes and safe in public places. Unfortunately, we have to punish people who violate the law, and we're very careful when we consider bills like that. I'm actually working on a couple of bills related to criminal justice. I can actually go over and pull out the file here, one that's particularly interesting, having to do with stalking. We've had a problem with stalkers, strangers who stalk others. This bill is House Bill 1383, which just received a hearing and has been approved by the Judiciary Committee today. What we're going to be doing is giving courts the opportunity to issue a special order that keeps one person away from another if we know that the stalker is stalking somebody. It's really quite shocking, some of these stories where stalkers will follow somebody around and then lie in wait and very often murder them. So unfortunately these situations happen and we have to deal with it. There's another issue I wanted to bring up too. This is about the civil justice system. It's about foster care. Foster kids are bounced around from house to house and from school to school and really not even knowing what's going on. And so I think it's very important for them to have lawyers in the judicial system. This is a bill that's House Bill 1285. So we've determined that it's really important for foster kids who are particularly vulnerable to have lawyers to help them, someone perhaps that the first person that they've ever been able to confide in. We have everybody else with a lawyer. The Department of Social Health Services has a lawyer. The foster parents or the adoptive parents have a lawyer. Meanwhile, the kid is hanging out there not knowing what's going on and no one is really listening to the child. We have people saying what's in the best interest of the child, but we actually don't even know what the child actually wants. So for instance, to be able to visit brothers or sisters or just to want a new winter coat or something like that. So this bill, House Bill 1285, is a bill that will give more legal representation to kids in the foster care system and will accelerate the process, get them adopted faster and achieve more permanence in their home life to help them navigate through difficult periods in their life. That's just two examples of bills that I've introduced. I've introduced a lot of bills related to the justice system, but there's a lot of work left to be done. In particular, though, outside of the bills that I've introduced, our most important task this year is to find the necessary funding for our public schools. And we're about to engage in that debate, and it's going to be a tough one because we really need to provide much more resources to our public schools, and we don't know where we're going to find it. And this is in addition to the resources that we need to invest in our transportation system and healthcare. So that debate's about to begin, and I'm certainly a proponent for more resources for our public schools. Our young learners, particularly the kindergartners and first graders, need smaller class sizes to get better attention. Our high schoolers need more time in school to be prepared for college and for success in their careers. So there are many, many demands on that. And as we move forward, we're going to be particularly engaging in that issue of funding for our public schools. So I ask you to contact me. I'm sitting here kind of in the bubble of Olympia. And we're insulated to a certain extent from the real world. So it's really important that I hear from you. And the best way to get my attention is a personal visit. If you're able to come down to Olympia or make an arrangement to see me when I'm back in the district, to put an issue that's most important to you literally on my radar screen. If we're meeting face to face, that really makes a difference. So I'm assuming that this information is on the screen and you're learning how you can contact me by email or by telephone. But as we move through the middle part of the legislative session and towards the end, and engage in this rough debate on how we're going to fund our public schools and how we're going to secure a transportation system and health care for everybody, I really need to hear from you. So thanks again for the honor of serving you, and I'll be back to you again with another update.